Right, we're in. Right, so we've got those numbers to aim for: 35 grams of fat, 220 grams of protein, 230 carbs.
Yeah.
On your MyFitnessPal, there's a few things I was going to show you first. If you log into your desktop, it's a lot easier to manage. It's not better for tracking on your phone, it's better for tracking. But if you want to set your numbers, this is the first thing I want to show you. So see, mine's in a minus there. That's just because I've been tracking up someone's diet. But I set my MyFitnessPal, I set them to 0 because that confuses people when they've got numbers. You know how you're tracking it, it'll have a certain amount of numbers.
Yeah.
Well, I change it to 0, and then the other things as well, the settings. Only thing you need to track is carbs, fats, proteins, and fiber. You don't need sodium. You don't need trans fats. You don't.
I have noticed that on my phone, like how it try to track like literally everything. Like,
it's too hard, and a lot of clients they'll say, Sam, have a look at this. What do you think about sodium? What do you think about this number? And I'm like, honestly, to lower the confusion as much as you possibly can, drop everything that you don't need to track. So all you need to keep an eye on is carbs, fats, proteins, and fiber.
Yeah.
That's what I was wanting to show you first. And then you can actually adjust how you set up your meal plan. So I've just got it set up to breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack 1, snack 2, snack 3. And that's what I generally give most people if I'm tracking them a diet, because it's a very simple structure to aim for. And some people might only have 2 main meals and 2 snacks, but that's kind of the structure you've got anyway. So that's that. I just wanted to show you that first, if you can change your settings so you can get rid of all the crap you don't need. You don't need trans fats. You don't need sodium. You just need carbs, fats, proteins, fiber.
Yeah.
If it changes, it'll alter your meal plan for you in the way it tracks. So I'm just going to go onto a page now. I'll have to go into the future because I've got months and months worth of plans tracked into the future already. See, 1st of June's took.
Yeah.
We'll go 2nd of June. So show me what you've been putting in. So what would you typically have for your breakfast if you wanted to hit those numbers? So what have you been having so far? We'll add it in and we'll start tracking.
What I've been doing like this week, either 3 eggs, 1 egg white, or I've had a protein pancake on the morning.
Yeah. So for argument's sake, just to show you how I can track, which one would you want to go with right now if you're going to decide?
So the 3 eggs, 1 egg white.
3 eggs, 1 egg white, right?
Yeah.
So it's much easier if you're scanning in barcodes, obviously.
Yeah.
But, I'll show you the long way around. You've been having 3 eggs, 1 white.
Yeah. Then obviously me thin bagel as well.
Yeah, yeah. And things like eggs and egg whites, you don't have to necessarily weigh them out because they're just a general food item. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can get away with just guesstimating. So you can just type in whole egg, and eggs are eggs pretty much. It's not going to make that much of a difference, and that's the for clients as well. How to track, be very flexible. Don't be so anal with the numbers because you'll just confuse yourself. And I've worked with a lot of people, and personally I've experienced this myself, and we're trying to track everything to the gram to make it perfect, and you end up missing your numbers because you're frustrated and you end up giving up. Whereas in reality, if you just was more flexible and just aim for a certain amount of targets, you would be fine. So try not to confuse yourself. So when you don't have to weigh out and you can track instinctively, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Have that with a bagel thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, bagel thin's a bagel thin, pretty much. So 46 gram nutrition info. Like 25 grams of carbs in a bagel thin. There you go. So just double check the nutrition info just to make sure you're inputting the right amount.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I almost on a desktop like rather than my phone like.
Yeah, you can do this to start with, and then when you've got a general meal plan, you can see it on your phone, you can just track as you go. But I would always recommend getting on a desktop to start with. So as you can see from that meal one, you've had out of your allowance, which is, if we go back on your plan, wherever that is, which is 35, 220, 230. You've used 14 fats, 19 protein, 1 carb. So the idea is you would have that when you want, and then if you wanted to change something else, you would put another item of food in there that equal close to those numbers. But even if you went over, you would still just have to adjust later on. But that's where it can get tricky. So when you do make swaps, try and make each meal very similar. That is the best way to structure it. So you see how.
Yeah.
Now what have you been having for like your main meal? So we'll do your main meals first, and we'll see what you got left. That's how I track it, because get the
meal. I've had like either 200 grams of chicken or 200 grams of mince.
Yeah.
So either for that one, like, so I know we've been like pretty much It's pretty much similar, really, in terms of that.
Very similar. Maybe I think chicken breast got like 2 grams of fat per 100. The 5% mince will be like 4 grams of fat per 100.
Yeah.
Another little tip: if you're using meat and you're weighing out raw, make sure you type it in. So see chicken breast raw will come up there. It'll be a little bit different to cook weight. So to make sure you're tracking the right amount of thing, quickly check the nutrition to see if it looks right.
But I'm putting more weight, like, so definitely start putting that on as well. Like.
Yeah, see, no carbs, virtually 1 gram of fat per 124 grams of protein. So you can always double check the nutritional info here. So we'd add that in. So you would have 200 grams. Make sure it's raw weight, so it's being logged. Added food.
Yeah, spot on.
Any carb source? Have you been having saving your carbs for later? What have you been having for your lunch carb source?
So I haven't really been doing. I've been like sort of going off the plan, like similar to what the plan was when my like deal. But it was still like for me dinner, I'm still having like me spinach, asparagus, and then towards me dinner, my actual main dinner, tea. That's when I have like rice or pasta.
So, honestly, mate, all I would do for that meal, just to keep it super simple, I wouldn't even track your veggies. So if you're new or having with like a salad or a serving of veggies with a little bit of sauce or whatever, and it's a low-calorie sauce or a seasoning, I wouldn't even bother tracking anything else. I would just say plug that in. That's mainly the ingredients you're having. You might get an extra 30, 40 calories from veg, but you kind of burn that off on your digestion, so it's not worth tracking green veggies. Or it's only worth tracking stuff that are going to have an impact on your calories. So this is why I do it super flexible. And a lot of people say, well, isn't that not being in control of everything you're having? But I'm like, well, if you consistently track this way, the data's still the same because you're consistently seeing how you respond to this way of tracking. So it still works out in the end. So it's a better way to just keep it super simple. So only track the items that are worth tracking. So yeah, I would just leave that. So your dinner, you would have 200 grams of meat with a veggie sauce, and that would be your dinner, like a salad or a serving of.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wouldn't even track that. I would just add like 2 grams or a steak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's what we have to steak.
Keep it simple. The macros for 5% beef and lean steak is virtually the same. It's the same thing. One's just being diced up. One's got a chunk of steak. You know what I mean? So I would just goes off that. So just double check. Like, where do you get it from? Morrison's, that's all going to be pretty much the same. Just have a look.
Yeah.
Let's just say Morrison's and then double check. Total fat 9 grams, 5%. So it's got like 4 grams of fat per 100. It's just under that. Protein's quite high on that one, 40 gram. So there you go. It looks good, you know. So we'll import that. Add the food diary. And then what carb sources have you been having?
So it's either I think this week it was like about 60 gram rice or pasta.
Yeah, so that's roughly going to be 50 grams of carbs. So I'll show you a few things. So if we wanted to go with rice.
Yeah.
Rice, butternut squash. This is a thing. Sometimes you've got to, if you're not scanning barcodes, sometimes you can be here all day trying to look for the right thing.
Yeah.
You can see there by I've typed in rice, raw weight, it hasn't even showed up on the database. So sometimes you have if you want to, get better at tracking more efficiently, and you are typing it in and not using barcodes, maybe go with the more, the niche product. So I'm going to type in basmati rice.
Mm-hmm.
If that comes up with anything, because rice is rice. There you go.
Yeah.
Right? Basmati rice, raw. There you go. So this is, a lot of people get mixed up with raw weight and cooked weight, and this is another thing you have to make sure. So if I'm writing in 100 grams of raw weight rice, you have to look at that nutritional info. That's 77 grams of carbs. That's quite a lot of carbs.
Yeah.
As if I clicked on, where's this basmati rice microwave? The Aldi basmati rice, see that? That'll be half a packet of microwave rice, 125. So it's more weight than the raw weight, but it hasn't told you that. It's just said microwave rice, and look at the difference.
Yeah. Oh, it's it. Like,
actually, that's not even right, because that's 125 grams of.
I see the carbs are still the same.
Yeah, that's wrong. So someone's inputted that, hasn't got the blue tick. If it hasn't got a blue tick, it always means it could be wrong. So I've looked on that there. If I track that, it would be like 25 grams of carbs over. I'll do microwave just so you can see the difference between the cooked and the raw. Basmati, there's tilde, that's microwave rice. So someone can look at that and think, 125 rice, nutritional info, 38 carbs. Do you know why? Because they're measuring microwave rice, which is already being cooked. Weight's different. If you raw weight carbs, it's different. So it's best to weigh it raw, so you know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go back onto that one, log the regular basmati, which is this, that one. So we're going with 60. So 0.6. Where's the point? 0.6 added food diary. That'll be 60 grams. As you can see there, 46 carbs. So you know roughly now, I'm not going to add it, but I'm going to just search a few of that carbs so you can see. So if you wanted 46 grams of carbs, maybe sweet potato. If you wanted an alternative, you would just search it. Sweet, sorry, I had to type in sweet there. You know, can't have sweets. Well, you could have sweets if you wanted. Could have sweets. But sweet potato, again, make sure it's the right one. Raw weight. So you know that you're cooking it from raw. So if you look at that, so 100 grams of sweet potatoes, if you just pulled it out the bag and stuck it on the scale, 100 grams of that, in terms of the nutritional info, would be 20 grams of carbs. So if you wanted 46, it's going to be what? Roughly 2.25, I want to say. That's just a guess. So between 220 and 250, I'd imagine. So you would just look for the right amount of serving size to fit that. So we'll just compare. There you go, 45. See how calorie-wise, it's like 15 calories difference because there's a few trace amounts of carbs and protein that are different. But overall, being flexible like that, it's not going to have an impact on your nutrition. So that's why you need to find out the serving sizes for alternative foods. So I'm going to show you one more that you could do that would slot into that just to create flexibility. So pick a random carb that maybe you fancy to have on your meal, but you've never thought, oh, I'd never really know the serving size of that.
It's been a while since I've actually looked at something like that and thought like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, pasta and couscous and noodles, they're all kind of the same kind of thing. So roughly that's going to be the same serving size as rice. So I'll just show you the difference. Really, it's a little bit different, but if we just wanted to do pasta, it's the calorie amount that are the same pretty much. So we'll just aim for that. Pasta raw weight. So we'll do an alternative pasta, looking for 45 grams of carbs worth of that. So you can see pasta, the nutritional info per 100 raw is 75. So just like the rice, it's 77, so it's slightly less. But pasta does have normally more protein in. That hasn't been logged on that one though, so that isn't a good representation. So someone's typed in pasta in the MyFitnessPal database. They've typed the carbs in, but they've missed off protein because there is protein in pasta. So you have to be aware of that. So I'm going to try that one. Pasta 60 grams raw, nutrition info. Yeah, that hasn't even been logged at all. See, they've just logged the calories. Oh, that's not even right. See, so it just shows you how things on MyFitnessPal can be wrong. So it's always good to double check nutrition info. That looks more like it. 100 grams, it's got a little bit of protein in, so rice doesn't have that. So you'd have to check on the calorie serving size. So I would say maybe 50 grams would be around about the same, but it's slightly different. But it's not worth getting getting super. I'm not doing that. That's what I'm doing. There we go. Yeah, it's not worth getting into that much where you're being over each little item. So you can see the difference is 50 grams raw, 36 carbs, but slightly under, but it's higher protein. So you can probably get a little bit away with a little bit. I've typed in 5, that's why 60. Boom, that should be right. So then you can alternate different sources. There you go, virtually bang on for calories, just a slightly different amount of carbs. Say the trace amounts are slightly different, but it's virtually the same. So see how you've just had 3 options there for carbs from one thing that I've written. So you know that you can play about with the numbers, and this is how you do it. You're not going to get good at it overnight, but I can figure someone's macros out, like without even MyFitnessPal. If you just give me the numbers, I could probably see, right, that would be that, roughly that much. And that's kind of the way I add them up, and then I type them in MyFitnessPal last, and then I tweak it. So I've been tracking macros since 2011. When this app first came out, I had it. So I've been doing this a long time. So it's second to me. But just playing about with it like this is how you learn. So let's say you're going to stick with the rice for that meal. What else would you have? Any stir fry veg or any
spinach, asparagus?
Yeah.
Have them with that again.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't track that then. I would just leave it. So yeah, you've got your 3 main meals in. Now what about snacks? This is where you start getting interesting and start sorting in the goodies, as I say.
So this week I've been having my protein brownies. I bought a box of them.
So let's have a look at them. What they're called? I'll type them in.
My protein brownies.
My protein. This is where on the app it comes in handy because you can start scanning barcodes straight in.
Yeah.
And this is the only flaw of the desktop. It's better to track macros, but it's harder to scan stuff in. A bit more tedious, but once you get it right. So what they call my protein brownies.
Yeah, protein brownies. Yeah.
It's got them there. Is it 75 gram for one? Is it? It should be.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we'll slot that in. So yeah, as a snack, say you've slotted a snack in, didn't have to weigh it out, it was pre-packaged, you know exactly what it is, you put it in there, shows you that you've had 27 carbs, 10 fat, 23 protein. So from your numbers, you're round about tapped out on fats now. So I wouldn't have any more direct fats. That brownie had 10 in, so in terms of macros, it fits. But let's say in terms of how much it takes up, that is quite dense. So you would look at that and think, I will have it in now and again, but as you could have a lot of food for 287 calories. I mean, just to compare it to chicken breast, that one brownie could have got you 200 grams of meat, which is a decent serving of meat. So it just shows you how you can alter it in. And it's normally foods like this, like the brownie, that some people think, oh, well, I've got my diet there, or I'll just have that on top. It's only a protein brownie, you know. You've just had 87 calories. So yes, it fits for now, but it just shows you the power of like calorie dense foods, how they can creep up your numbers very fast. And if you're not tracking, you're aware of this. So we'll have to be mindful of fats now. So your fats were set at 35, which are a little bit low. Normally I give them a ballpark of between 5. So if you're getting between 35 and 40, that's the lowest end I would have your fats. I wouldn't have them any lower than that because we have been prioritizing carbs for training. So what would we have else for snacks? You've got a protein shake in there with, is it cereal you have?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of way do you use just to make sure for you?
I've just been going, it's like round about the 650, 60 area.
Yeah, what brand is it? My Protein, is it? Or
yeah, My Protein again,
So My Protein Impact Whey. That's quite a common one.
Yes, I think it is, yeah.
All protein's pretty much the same, to be honest, as long as it's a regular whey protein.
Yeah.
And I would just use whatever they say as a scoop because honestly, or a serving size. So if you being one was 60, let's put that in. This will probably take you up to the 40 grams for fats, 41.
Yeah.
So I think that if you have that brownie, I would say lower your carbs by about 10. So don't aim to, what's the number, 220? 230, I would say drop your carbs. So you can still play about with it because we'll roughly aim it for that number, which is a thing at the end as well as how MyFitnessPal get wrong. They actually calculate your calories wrong, so you've got to do it yourself. So we'll have a snack with whey protein. What else do you have with that? What would you pick if you wanted a snack with that? What will go?
Just be a squares bar.
Squares bar. Squares bar. Now this should be definitely one you look for a blue tick, like chocolate squares bar. 156 calories in that one. That seems a little bit high. That is being ticked though. So that's 27 carbs. Let's compare that to the regular one, which is the 28 gram bar. So in the regular one, say it's 21 carbs. So it just shows you like you can have something think, oh, I'll have that, but you're checking it, the individual difference can be a lot. And so for that one, it depends on how it fits, but the fats is 3 on both of them, I think. So we'll just go with the regular one for now. So you see how you went over your fats a little bit already, so you've got to be mindful of that. But you've still got So if you do happen to go over your fats, just sacrifice a little bit of carbs to make up for it. Your protein's always something you should have nailed. That should be bang on or close as you can. Then play about with your carbs and fats. Have your general targets to aim for. But if you go a little bit higher one day, just make it up for it on with your carbs. Someday you might go higher carbs. That's the way to do it. So track your protein and calories. That's your 2. And then play about with your fat and carbs. Just have
guys, except if I do one of them, I can drop like me rice a little bit, can't I? Because that's 60. Drop that a touch.
Now this is how you start thinking as well, Jimmy. You start looking at what else have I got left, and it might seem a bit tedious at first tracking this way, but once you get used to it, you can know instinctively, right, if I have this bar of whatever chocolate, it's got 30 grams of carbs in, right, I know for a fact I'm going to have that much left later on. I'll reduce that and I'll be able to fit that in, and that's the way you do it. That's the way you track. Rather than just saying, oh, I'll have that extra, you've factored it into your calorie intake, and that's how you get results.
Definitely.
This is basically what I do all day for clients when they ask for changes from me. I just get on my fitness pal, either get on this or on the app and just work it out so I know bang on exactly what they're having. So yeah, back to this. So you'd have that with the squares bar. So what we're looking at, we're already thereabouts on fat, so we're going to have to drop carbs by about 10, 15 grams. Protein, you're a little short on your target, so where would we go from there?
To be fair, it's been like this week, it's been a bit like a hard week for us, to be fair. Like, me shifts have been like a 12-8.
I see.
So whereas like the week before I was starting at like 10, so I was getting up, like my breakfast was sort of, my time was set.
Yeah.
So we're starting at 12-8, it's like I was sort of over the top, you know what I mean?
Struggling where to slot your meals. Yeah, that's another thing. We'll talk about that after. But personally, if I was looking at your meal plan right now, and I wanted to hit those numbers that are allocated, so fats are already there, proteins just a little bit under, carbs are way under. I would look at that and think, well, I haven't got any fats left, but I need to hit some protein. So I would either have some more whey protein, or I would increase the serving size of those. So you could have more chicken for your lunch. Would you be able to get away with that?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I always got like muscle food, like I got like a big box from them.
So you could do 250, which would give you about 10 extra grams of protein. Yeah, so that's 60 protein for that meal. So now you're 192, you're just a little bit shy. Then I would say like an extra scoop of whey protein at maybe, do you have a snack before bed normally?
Sometimes I do have one like just after my dinner, like a little protein shake just after my dinner. That would help boost it up, wouldn't it? Yeah,
well, you've got some carbs left to play with, so you could have something like, you know, any kind of dairy, cottage cheese, yogurts, quark would be good. You could have oats with whey protein, you know, some kind of carbs and protein combo. That would say some fruits. That would be a perfect time to cap off numbers. Yeah. If you ever stuck and you need to hit numbers, fruit is going to be perfect for carbs because it's got no fat and no protein. It's just all sugar and all carbs, so you can easily use that. But I'll just show you what you can potentially do to finish off your macros. This is what I used to do. I used to have whey protein ready for fruit. Whey protein ready for protein, fruit ready for carbs, and if I needed to bump up my fats, I would use peanut butter or dark chocolate to kind of hit those ones. So we'll just go with fruit, and I'll show you different serving sizes of fruit and the difference in them. So if you want to look at an apple is what I would call like a moderate carbohydrate. Yeah. You wouldn't really want to say an apple medium. You would want to see the weight of it. So 154 grams of apple. That's got a tick, so this means it's got 22 grams of carbs. And so that's probably an average apple, an average decent-sized apple, 22 grams of carbs. And then you could just compare that with maybe pineapple, which is more of an exotic fruit and does have a bit more carbs in. Off the top of my head anyway, I think. So 150 grams of pineapple. That hasn't been verified. So there you go. So it hasn't even got the nutritional information. 100 grams of pineapple. I don't know ounces or anything like that. Well, there's 165, so let's see if that works. So that's 22, so it's roughly the same, but the other weights are slightly different. So people, I'd say if you have a 200 gram of fruit serving, the difference between each fruit is normally that low, that I just say pick any fruit of choice, because it just makes sense, you know what I mean? It just have a combination. Let's say some days you might have a pineapple and a mango, which might take you like 4 or 5 grams over your carbs, what you should have had. Some days you might choose to have berries, which are quite low. I'll show you the difference between berries. Pretty much any berries are the same. I'll just do strawberry. That'll show you. So strawberry. I hate it when they put like halves and things like that. It's like, I want to know the weight.
That's it.
Strawberry. Strawberry raw. Raw normally does the trick on MyFitnessPal. 100 grams of strawberry, Korea strawberry. I'm not sure what a Korea strawberry is, but we're going to use it. There you go, 11 grams of carbs per 100. It's literally nothing. 36 calories. So 100 grams serving of strawberries, which would be a decent bowl. 36 calories. You know how good that is for dieting. So that's why I love fruit for dieting, because anytime you get a bit of a sweet tooth and you've got numbers to hit, you know, people will try and fit in the odd bit of chocolate, and that's great. That's fine. But you could get so much more food worth for volume for the carbs you can get for that. So something like strawberries would be insane. So you could put 100 grams of strawberries in your diet, or any berries, blackberries, blueberries are going to be roughly the same. So let's put that in. I'll put some strawberries in.
Yeah.
Do you like oats or granola or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, granola is quite a good one. Very very nutrient dense. It is quite high in calories though. Depending on what one you use, that you'd have to check. Some have got bits in, but standard granola, I would just use any kind of granola you see really. Simple granola. Yeah, this is where you'll probably scan the actual product you've got.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of which one I use. I think it's Harvest Moon. I'm just going to put that in because that's just a standard one from BM Bargains, I think. Harvest Moon granola. Oats is very similar calories to granola. Yeah, so there you go, 30 grams, which is probably a nice fistful. See, that hasn't even got that tracked, so that's not good. This is where people go wrong as well. They'll track, they'll put something in. So I could have very easily there clicked on 30 grams of granola, yeah, added in my food diary, but it hasn't picked up the numbers. So you've fooled yourself to think you've got numbers left because it hasn't tracked it. MyFitnessPal is not as good as what people think. You have to be on the ball to make sure that your numbers are right. There's Aldi. So what's that? 45 grams nutrition info. That looks more like it. 30 carbs. Total fat, 5 fat, yeah. See how easy it is to creep up on fats without realizing. So I would say we need to bump your fats up actually based off today. I'm going to lower your carbs slightly. I'm going to put your carbs to about 175 and bump your fats up to between 40 and 50. So we'll go 45 as an average, just because it's really hard to track low fat if you're eating things like that, which is cool. So we'll just alter the macros because the calories are the same. So I'm going to do a new macros of 45 fats, 175 carbs. We'll add that in, see what we've got left. So fats is within range, protein is right up there, and we'll add a protein in source from here. So I'll show you a great product. Do you know, like, is it Fade 0%? I mean, you don't have to use their brand, but there is like cheaper ones, but the macros are fantastic on Greek yogurt, especially 0%.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing in them. And it's all protein. What's that one? 0% Greek yogurt, 220. That's a bit much. We'll go with 200. So that'll be like what, like a third of a tub, because you didn't want the full tub. That's quite a lot.
Oh, it's kind of say high.
See the macros on that, man. 6 carbs, 20 protein, 106 calories. So I've basically just calculated your numbers if we want to change it to 220 protein and 175 carbs with that. You know what I mean? Would you be happy with that for a general meal?
Aye.
We'll go with that. So got a little bit less carbs, but a little bit lenient on fat. So just to take you through, you know, your egg meal in the morning, that's containing 14 grams of fat and only 26 carbs, 15 grams of fat, 27 protein. So you could just have anything that would slot into that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Just sort of play with it, isn't it?
Yeah, then a snack. So I would say keep an eye on that snack because that could make or break you in terms of your calories. So if you had, I know a grenade bar, the macros off the top of my head, it's a little bit less protein than that. So any rough protein bar is going to be around about 210, 20 calories. And that is quite high, that brownie one. I think it's because it's 75 gram. That's chunky, that.
Yeah.
It's quite big. That's why the calories are a little bit higher on that, because I think it's big. Whereas a protein bar, probably only 50 grams, I think, off the top of my head. But the one-time meal, you know that you could just have any other source of protein. So I'm just going to show you the differences in protein. So chicken breast. So this is where you get flexible as well, just like I showed you with the carbs before.
Yeah.
Done lean beef, which is the same. Turkey breast. That's going to be virtually identical. Turkey breast raw. Turkey breast raw. Let's see if that works. 2.5. So we'll compare that. Yeah, that hasn't been the correct nutrition, because that should be very close. Turkey breast, it's saying it's got 18 grams of fat and 250 grams, which it hasn't. So you can just see how you can get it wrong sometimes.
Definitely, yeah.
The nutrition for turkey is virtually the same as chicken, especially breast. Not the leg in that. Turkey is quite a fatty meat, but not the breast. The breast is lean. We'll try another one. We could do. I've seen lean pork before, so like the 5% pork.
All right.
That's what's in like bologneses and things. I'll just put Aldi because everyone shops at Aldi. Like.
What's it like?
Aldi. There we go. Terrible at typing. There you go. Aldi pork mince, 5% fat. Nutritional info per 100. 4 fat, protein is at 21, so decent. So let's compare 2.5 to the chicken. Keep typing in the wrong place. There we go. Add the diary. Let's see the comparison with that. A little bit over because it's higher fat, obviously, the 5%, so it's added up. The chicken's really lean, but all you would do there is just make sure that you would reduce like that meal. So if you said, right, I'm going to have a fatty after the protein today, I'm going to make sure that my snack is lower in fat. Yeah, so that would be fine. You would just have to swap that and you would be okay. Let's say another lean protein. I'll compare it to tuna, and that's virtually fat-free, or white fish, virtually the same.
Yeah.
I'll do tuna. Raw tuna, 100 gram, 2.5. 2.5 would roughly be 2 tins. 2 tins of tuna. 1 tin of tuna is not enough for me, like.
No, I've noticed that previously, like when I've had it, like it's.
There you go. So 2 tins of tuna, which would be 250 grams, virtually the same. 1 gram of protein less, 1 gram of fat more. See how easy it is to swap in and out. So you don't necessarily have to track as anally as thinking, oh, I've got to track every single day. You could just have a structure like this. Then you know on that meal, with your lunchtime meal, you're having the lean protein source at 250 grams, and you're having it with veggies. You know, and then you know you can have any vegetables that's like a green veg, like a mushroom, a pepper, onion, you know, stir fry, broccoli, kale, spinach. It's literally nothing. It's going to be the same. And then you know you can swap meat sources. So if you wanted tuna salad one day, you could have tuna salad, working out roughly the same calories. If you wanted lean beef, you could have that in. You would just lower your fat snack on that protein brown. You would just maybe not have that day and have something else. So it's super easy to hit those numbers. So if we've just roughly changed your macros to that, I'm going to change the numbers and then I'll type that up. So we're going to go fats 45 roughly, plus or minus 5. We'll keep protein at 220, carbs down to 175. And that will give you a calorie intake of, going to be hard to work out off the top of my head. I'm going to have to get my phone. So I just want to show you the difference between calories. So I'm just using those as rough numbers. Obviously on MyFitnessPal, it's worked out to 173, 49 and 217. So it's round about the same. And that's the thing. If you ended up for the day on that, Jamie, and you were like, oh, Sam said 175, 45, 220. Oh, I'm a little bit off. Don't mess with the plan because that's really, really close. You know what I mean? It's close. So I would say give yourself a plus or minus 5 either side for fats, plus or minus 10 either side for carbs and protein. That's what I would aim for. And if you're being consistent with that, you're not going over the top the way you're driving yourself crazy trying to be bang on, you'll get great results that way. So MyFitnessPal is calculating that at 2016, which if I was going to calculate, I'll try MyFitnessPal first. So this is how you work out calories. So you times carbs and protein by 4. So there's 4 calories per gram in carbs, 4 calories per gram in protein. So what you would do is times that by 4. So protein and carbs is the same. So I would add 173 plus 217. That gives you a total of 390. Then you would times 390 by 4. That equals 1560. So remember that number, 1560. Now your fats are at 49. You would times that by 9. That would equal 441 plus 1560 equals 2001. So MyFitnessPal is out by 15 calories. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it just shows you it doesn't necessarily add it up right. What MyFitnessPal has done, I think, is included some of the fiber. And the only thing on this, Jamie, I would say a minimum of 20 to 25 grams of fiber a day. But I know that you've got that psyllium husk, which will not be tracking, which has obviously got fiber in, and the vegetables that you haven't been bothered to track there contain fiber as well. Yeah. So like 15 grams of fiber just from this other food, you know that when you have your psyllium husk as a supplement and your veggies on top of that, you're hitting that number, no bother. Yeah. So not a problem. So really that calories intake was 2001. So compared to your current numbers, 2160, so we'll reduce slightly. And we'll just call it 2000 just to not confuse yourself. So yeah, new numbers 45, 220 protein, 175 grams of carbs. And I'm going to write this structure out for you, and then you'll know that you can just change the meats when you want to a different meat. You can do lean pork, lean beef, tuna, white fish, steak even. You know you can change your breakfast for the pancakes. Yeah. I'll tell you what, we'll do that now. So let us show you how easy it is to do that, and I'll show you how you're going to alter it to hit those numbers. So what do you have with the pancakes normally?
I've been having like bananas on top of them, like.
Is it the MyProtein ready-made ones?
Yeah.
Perfect. They mint them. So the Well done for that. Not fannying on with different ingredients. This is where tracker macros, if you're willing to, like, you know, spend a bit of money on like convenience products, oh my god, it becomes super easy. So what's that one called? It's just my protein pancake mix.
Aye, protein mix like this or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good product. Unflavored, or what is it?
This one I've had chocolate. Got chocolate.
There you go, chocolate pancake. So what do you have? What is the serving size? Does it say?
I'll quickly go and check the box. It's got. Where's that? So it's 2 large scoops. Which
2
is
large
50.
scoops. Does it give a weight? Does it give a weight?
50 gram.
50 gram. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not giving you the serving size, but you just have to trust my protein to say that it's 50 gram. So one serving is 2 scoops. So we're going to add that. Let's see what it does. So that's good macros. That's 8 carbs, 3 fats, 31 protein. Cracking macros. That. So you've really hit your protein intake. So you've back to square one with the protein. So you've took the eggs and the bagel off. You've added that. You've already hit your protein intake. You've still got some fats and carbs to go. So looking at that, mate, if you're on 155, I would say roughly 100 grams of banana would put you right up to those macro numbers. Is that what you normally do?
I say chop banana. Like chop banana up and put it on.
Yeah. Is that how you spell banana? So I'm going to go with banana 100 grams. Let's see what that equals. 22 carbs. Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Tell you.
There we go. And then what else would you have? Because you're roughly round about there. You're a little bit shy. You could probably get away with adding a little bit of fat. We're up to the 45. So your calories are at 1940-ish now. So if you're aiming for 2,000, you've got a little bit to play with. So on one day, if you lower the fats on your eggs, that protein bar wouldn't be an issue. See how it's altered it. So
yeah.
So you know what combinations you can throw in. If you have that, you know that you've got to lower your fat later on in the day. If you don't have that, you've got something to play with. So personally, I would add like a peanut butter or a chocolate. Just to show you out of curiosity, if you wanted to hit 45 grams of fat, you could get away with about this amount of chocolate. Roughly 20 grams, I want to say. Milk, chocolate. Let's check the macros out for chocolate. And I know 20 grams ain't a lot, but I think a Freddo's 20 grams. I think a Freddo's 20 grams. I know a dairy milk's 40, I want to say. Like so,
yeah.
I'll type Freddo in. See if we can add a Freddo in.
Yeah.
Freddo, 1 bar, 97 calories. It's not bad, that, like. 10 gram of carbs and 6 gram of fat. Not as good numbers as I thought. Dark chocolate, I think, is better calories, better numbers rather. Try dark chocolate. Dark chocolates focus more on the fats. That's the thing with milk chocolate. It's got more cocoa in dark chocolate, but milk chocolate's got less in for the taste, but it's got sugar. It's got sugar to make it sweeter. So yeah, the calories are similar, but sometimes it can take you over your carbs. That's where you would just play about with a little bit. 35 grams of dark chocolate. That looks more like it. How much is that? 14 carbs. Say that would be too much again. Total fat's 14, so I would say half that. So 0.5 of that would be 17 grams. Let's just call it 20 for the sake of today's argument. So 17 grams of chocolate registered on there. Let's just call it 20 for argument's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doubled up on that. There you go, back on 45, a little bit over, tiny little bit over there. So again, that wouldn't be much of a difference. Your calories are 2,000, you're 40 calories over. So see how you've added a little bit of chocolate and you've kind of got away with it. All I would do is, if you wanted that chocolate, I would reduce that serving size of rice down. I would do 50 instead. So if you can kind of pre-plan and spend, I know it's been a bit tedious going back and forward with you, but as you get better with it, 10, 20 minutes a day having a look at your macros for your pre-planned meal plan the next day could be the difference between you staying on track and hitting your numbers and having that extra snack and going over. So it is. So I've just adjusted that down. There you go, virtually bang on. So see how easy that is to just adjust. So you've knocked that down. It's back at 175 now, 45, 220-ish. So there you go. So you've had 2 different meals there. So you've swapped in your regular meal with eggs for protein pancakes, banana and chocolate. That would be a great meal. I mean, imagine melting the chocolate in the morning over the pancakes and the banana. I mean, that's great. You've went from having eggs, which is fine, it's a great meal, but it can get a little bit boring. I understand you want to change each day.
That's it. Like,
you can swap that for a protein pancake, banana and chocolate, and all you've got to do is lower 10 grams of rice. You know what I mean? That's the flexibility you've got. So that's spot on. So I'll type that out for you, Jamie, and I'll send it over as an email as normal. But then you've got that ability to play around with it. So if you ever got spare time, start giving yourself a little target. Once a week, just get on your desktop, start going on your MyFitnessPal and plan out a few days worth of calories for yourself, and just see what combinations of stuff you can have to fit those numbers. So we know we've got a calorie intake of roughly 2,000. And we're setting your macros at that: 45 fats, 220 protein, 175 carbs. And then you've got all the possible choices in the world, what you could ever want to fit into that. I mean, obviously, if you wanted to take away pizza, it ain't going to fit in, is it? You're going to go over your fat straight away. There is rules to it. You can't fit every food in. But you could get very creative and fit different things in. So when I'm coaching you, what I have been for the past, what was it, 12 weeks, 15 weeks or something?
Soon around about that,
4 months now, mate, because it's May, so that's the 5th month. Over the last 4 months, every change I've made, I've always looked at the numbers first and went, right, I roughly want to take off 100 calories. Right, well, I know that's going to be 25 carbs. So what can I remove from here to take off? So let's say you checked in with me there, right, and I've decided after your progress, right, I'm going to reduce 25 grams of carbs. So I would look at that and think, right, okay, I'm taking 25 grams of carbs off that, but where could I get it from? Where would benefit him, right? Okay, he's been having 45 grams of granola on a night time. Like, that could be reduced. Maybe we'll drop the banana down on a 150. Maybe we'll get rid of this snack and we'll put something a bit more, macro, a bit more cost effective. Think of it like numbers. Think of your macros like numbers and like a budget. You've got a budget, like a price budget for your carbs, for your fats and your proteins. Those are your budget there, those numbers. You've just got to use whatever tools you can to fit that budget. Once you start thinking of it in a numbers game and you start getting consistent with it like that, it's easy. And obviously, I can help you. I'll give you meal plans all day to be able to follow. But if you can just tweak things in and out, you'll know that you can be very, very flexible without having to stick to the same thing every day or having to wait out every little item. You've got a general structure that you follow, that you can nail, that you can get good at, and then you just make like-for-like swaps for your meal plan. That's mint, mate. We'll go with that then. So, trying to think if there's any other hacks on MyFitnessPal that you need to know. Not particularly, really. The only thing I'm going to say is set your numbers to 0. See how my daily goal is 0.
Yeah.
I've got that saved, so I don't have any of that shit confusing me. And I also don't track my exercise. And I think I checked in with 2 people today who asked us, Sam, I'm going on like 1,500 calorie bike rides, and then MyFitnessPal's saying I need to eat an extra 1,000 calories.
I noticed that before. I was thinking, well, no.
You're only tracking your input.
No.
You're only tracking your input, don't track your output. To be honest, I think the smartwatches and the Fitbits and that, the research has been proven that they over-exaggerate the amount of calories burnt. So I would take it with a pinch of salt. To be honest, I would even say half of the calories that they say is probably what you burnt, really. I know that's probably going to break a few people's hearts, but it's a fact, mate. You're not burning off You're not burning off the 2,000 calories off an hour bike ride, mate. It's not happening.
I got the honor.
Well, yeah, it just shows you. So yeah, don't confuse yourself. Set your number to 0. I'm not sure how you do that on the app.
I'm not close to all. I need to got to play around for like, if not, I'll become dead.
I think it'll be on goals, not settings, because that's food settings. There we go, goals, mint. So see how it doesn't allow you to edit like certain things. You can't custom daily goal in the free app. You have to pay for it. So this is why MyFitnessPal confuses people to get you to buy the next platform. So you don't have to do that. So all you can do is, so your goals, how do you edit the number? Calories, edit. So I've just set it to 0. So if you set that to 2,000, MyFitnessPal would start giving you daft recommendations. Yeah. It confuses the shit out of you. You don't need that. So put it to 0, save it, go back to your goals, go back to your diary, and set it at 0. So you know the only number you need to know is your macros. See how the daily goal is 0, and what you, oh, that's went off your one. I think I put yours in there. 2nd of June. Yeah, so yours, all you need to focus on is the 2,000 calorie goal, the 175 roughly carbs, 45 fats, 220 protein. That's all you need to focus on, not the remaining left. That's what it does. It starts taking it away from what you've got remaining, and you don't even know what you're tracking. So all you need to know is that total is adding up to what your total macros are. You're good to go. Don't confuse yourself with the daily goal and the percentages and the adding your exercise in. Just confuses the shit out of you, you know. So you want to limit the most amount of barriers possible. That's going to confuse you. And because this is tricky, tracking macros for the first time and understanding it is tricky, you have to eliminate all the barriers that's going to confuse you. And a lot of people probably could get very, very good results from simply tracking their macros and being very cautious with that calories, and then do it. But the fact that it confuses the shit out of them, they end up giving up, you know. So it's important to lower the barriers, you know. So this is all I do on a daily basis, mate, is track people's calories on here. When they need to make changes, I get on the desktop, work out what their nutrition is, and start making changes. So yeah, that just shows you if I wanted to reduce like the 100 calories from you, I would just look where I could take it from. You know, I would say, right, maybe we take a bit off there, and just ensure it adds up to the numbers. You know, it's really, really simple.
Definitely.
I'm going to stop screen sharing now. But yeah, mate, that was great to have you on that. I'm going to start doing more of this because I think people could really benefit from this sort of training. You need to figure out a way how to Zoom call and then get it live in the Facebook group, because that will be mint. But I'm not that technologically advanced yet. There is a way you can do it, because a coaching program I'm involved in, the lad does it. So I need to find out how to do that. But this was awesome. Cheers for taking the call, mate. I hope you learned a lot there. What I'll do,
definitely
type up that meal plan, the basic meal plan, just so you've got it on paper, and then you can just base your numbers and macros off that. Class. Right, cheers for the call, mate. Have a great night. I'll see you later, Jamie, mate.
Great day, mate.
Bye, bud.